Right. So let me just begin my presentation. So I will be sharing about discovering new business capability with digital enterprise architecture map. I believe that the context, what I'm talking about, I think in the world, we all know that we are quite so-called fortunate in our era, that if we go anywhere to the new place today, what we need is to bring the handphone. We don't need to bring the map. We don't need to print the map. We don't need to ask the people. Even we don't know the language of that place. Yeah, because I have experience. I went to Japan that I cannot speak Japanese, but by using a Google Map, I can just ask everything, and they navigate me around the city. So now the context is that in our enterprise today, who can help us to do that? Well, it depends. If you have been in the department, maybe the department will know you and will share some of the insight with you and etc. But if you're totally new, then it's very, very challenging to navigate even the enterprise. Because I think enterprise consists of many people and many departments, and they got a political tension inside. So it's just very, very difficult to navigate. So that's why the context about how can we use so-called what the trend today is digital enterprise map or digital enterprise architecture map for us to navigate and transform the enterprise. So I think this is also true today. What we are talking about transformation is that means we have to work differently, because in many instances that people still doing the like 20 years ago doing a typical IT project, but they have the word called digital in the title or the transformation or whatever, because without that they cannot get the budget approved. Yeah, so this is something quite pathetic, but basically is that we have to do it differently. That's the message. And this is something, the quote that I like from Gartner, and I know that the quote is actually issued in 2014. If you can see the slide on the left side there, 7 October 2014. So Gartner made a prediction that our enterprise need to be able to see at the holistic view. Right? They call it inside out, outside in, outside out, or inside in. Right? Basically, is that the organization need to have the view from every angle in our today digital context. And of course, this is where the Gartner made a prediction by 2025, basically 10 years ahead, since they made a prediction in 2014, that enterprises need to have some sort of enterprise architecture ecosystem established in order to navigate and survive the so-called the transformation. But I think with the last year, because I think when Gartner made a prediction in 2014, Gartner didn't know that the COVID-19 strike up in 2020. So with that, I think, this 2025 actually has been brought forward much earlier, right? Basically now is that we have to do it now or we might disappear. Okay? The message is loud and clear. So there must be a way that we do it transformation smartly and differently. And this is what happened, so-called the era of digitalization. I think from 2010, we are now is about 11 years into the digitalization era, whereby business and IT need to be merged, need to be connected, need to be integrated. That's the message. In the past, it's always say that, oh, this is IT problem, this is business problem. Now everything needs to be together and united and integrated. Okay, because today enterprises many challenges. So in terms of the getting the right answer, right? You have many questions that every department, every team, every processes that need to answer. Even the senior management on the board meeting, they need to know that what are the strategic driver, right? What are the current gap opportunity? How do we get that answer? Of course, talking about capability is very important, because capability will differentiate us from our competitor. Capability can win us over the competitor, and capability can make us a propel in terms of our efficiency, productivity, and etc. So we need to have some sort of platform to give us the answer to all this. And of course, in terms of our investment, we also need to know where our investment go to and whether we have a return. So how do we get all this answer, right? Of course, this is the reality at the statement I have at the bottom of my slide. All these answers are connected or interconnected or intra-connected. So we can answer one, then we ask a follow-up question. So we need to get the answer now. So how do we get this answer? So I want to introduce the concept of the digital enterprise architecture platform, whereby actually this platform addressing of various key stakeholders. Yeah, if you can see on the slide, basically is first, of course, targeting the head of strategy. So how the head of strategy itself can understand whether their strategy is effective, right? That's very important, because you cannot come out a strategy a very beautiful at a 10,000 feet. Then on the ground, actually, nobody knows how to follow. That's very important. So we need to have some sort of the so-called follow through and the impact of our strategy change. The next one, of course, business architecture. That is very, very important because business architecture need to know what are the transformation in terms of the people, processes, function inside the business. Yeah. The next one, of course, chief digital officer. They need to know that what are the opportunity out there that we can further digitalize. Because now everything need to be 100% fully digital in order for the organization to fully function at the optimum level and of course to survive this whatever economic situation. Then on the right hand side is chief customer officer. It's also very, very important to understand that, you know, our client, our customer, are they happy? Our partner, are they happy? If not, why? Is that because of disconnected information that we have? Actually, we are the same company, but somehow our information is not shared from one department to the other department seamlessly. So these are the opportunity that we can proceed. And of course, the rest is for architect and then the portfolio project, application, solution. We need to have some sort of platform to do modeling and analysis, right? So these are very, very important concept. In a single platform, they can give you a single source of truth from a multiple dimension and perspective. And of course, investment and risk. And of course, for the CIO to monitor all type of the ongoing project or ongoing investment or initiative. So we need to have this type of platform moving forward because these are the things so-called the answer to the center of gravity of all the enterprise concerns on it. And this is where to summarize previous slide, basically is that we need to have some sort of the strategic architecture that can give us alignment, full alignment from our strategic planning, be it business, ICT, or digital, and for all the portfolio management, as well as the technology management, solution design, and also risk management. These are quite substantial in terms of the need of the organization to have today. And this is the situation that often occur in many organizations is that they come out a beautiful strategy and they go straight to the transformation. Basically, they go straight into the execution. Right? Transformation is no longer so-called, in today's context, many of the actually is the similar way of doing a project 10 years ago, but they call it transformation. But if you do this like this in today, so many of them actually doesn't bear a so-called a fruitful impact to the organization. What we need to do actually from the strategy itself, we need to distill the strategy, understand the context, understand the impact, understand all the stakeholder concern. Then after that, we analyze in the digital enterprise map. If you can see on my right hand side, the box there, we need to have the enterprise map on the business data application technology. Basically, we want to see the impact on the strategy, right? In the previous slide, I mentioned that the strategy is the first thing first that they need to come up and they need to see the impact, the propagated of the strategy to the entire organization. Then from there, once you understand the gap, understand all the impacted entity in the enterprise, then you go to number 3, transformation. So instead from 1 to 3, we go 1, 2, and 3. Because in today's era is that we need to keep all the record, we need to keep track of all the decisions that we make at the number 2. Then number 3, we can have a smooth transformation. And this is what so-called in terms of the pictorial of the strategy, business, and technology, how they all need to be interconnected and intra-connected in any direction. So any changes in the business technology, we know which technology impacted, which strategy impacted. Likewise, when the senior management have a critical meeting to change the strategy, we know exactly which business function, division, process, or roles are impacted, and what are technology that's supporting that. So we know exactly what are the impact to the entire organization. Rather than we get the people to study the impact, they come back in 2 months or 1 month, that we can just do it instantly, right? It's like, remember just now my first opening is like GPS. When we have the wrong turn, they ask me to make a U-turn in the next junction. Same thing like this. We need to have that type of capability in our enterprise today. Then with that, we can have a digitally connected enterprise model. Because today our physical world are getting so-called blur because of I think last year the COVID-19 taught us a very valuable lesson that actually we can work anywhere, anytime, and we should be able well connected with all the technology that we have. Then with that, we can run many transformation initiatives. Once we understand that, so we can run multiple project, integrated project, and also support. So behind the scene, basically, is the integration between business and IT. Then after that, we understand the gap. What is the gap, the impact to the business, to the information, application, and technology. And we consolidate all the gap to become our transformation project or initiative. So this is another so-called analogy about our enterprise. Perhaps in some of your organization, it's much more complex than this. But you know, the issue of this is that they got multiple layers, multiple department. They got the political tension. So it is very, very difficult to transform enterprise in the traditional way. So what we need to do is actually we need to develop a digital enterprise map. Yeah, so it's basically a structure, digital structure or skeleton for the enterprise, and we can transform through the map. Yeah, so something like this. So once we understand the initiative, we look at the key stakeholders who are responsible. So basically, we are looking at the motivation and the strategy itself. Yeah, so we do a modeling with the boxes like this, and this actually intelligent boxes. This actually the notation from the Archimate, yeah, that we can use. Then from there, we see the impact to the business. For every decision that we do or we make, what are the impact to our entire product range, services, function, process, and also the department. Then from there, we look at what are the technology that are supporting that. Are they sufficient? If not, then we will make a proposal, become the gap. Then after that, we look at the technology layer network. And of course, that's the important aspect is the data, right? That's why the data is now is also another asset that we need to have some sort of central repository that we can so-called intelligently ask the central repository to tell us the impact on any particular decision or gaps that may exist. And of course, the bottom part is where we run a multiple project. How can we know that this project are delivering the outcome that we already set so-called to be achieved? Yeah. And the model of doing the digital map, I think, you know, like the GPS, let me just give an analogy on this aircraft, right? Imagine that this aircraft is your enterprise, right? Do you know where do you sit? Do you know which department or which compartment that your department is? And what is the impact of your decision to the other department or the other compartment within the aeroplane itself, right? So all these are, if you're using a digital aeroplane like this, then we know exactly if there is particular part that are not working properly, we know exactly which are the part that will be impacted, right? And of course, can we, of course, the most important part is that can we take off and land safely, right? So this is the concept of the aeroplane. The right-hand side is the iPad. iPad is what, you know, senior management wanted to do. Remember just now in my slide, you need to have a dashboard for the strategy, for the CIO, etc. So this is, they want to have the iPad, but someone may need to draw the motherboard. The motherboard is what I'm talking about, the enterprise architecture that we need to define. Because without this, the iPad don't work. Senior management want to get the answer fast. They need to have some sort of the dashboard that we can create for them. So we need to have so-called the enterprise meta model. Yeah, that is the keyword that I'm going to share in the next two slides, right? Enterprise meta model. So how do we get about doing this? So this is the example on the enterprise meta model that we need to develop, right? So you can imagine that every boxes that you see in the screen, actually you can regard this as a database table. Yeah, so every database table, they got information that they store, and they have a relationship, right? So this is the model of so-called what I would say is to distill the complexity of digital enterprise map. Actually, the secret is in this meta model. It's the same thing like when we build a CRM database. We need to so-called model the database properly so that we can get so-called the intelligent CRM system. So the same thing with the enterprise, right? So let me just highlight a little bit. They got a few so-called layers. First one is motivation. Motivation is where you get the information, capturing the motivation of the key stakeholders or the decision makers. Then the next one is strategy. So strategy basically all the plan that you're going to do, whether you, how does that impact to the entire organization. Then after that, they got the business in yellow color. What does that impact to the business? After that, the blue one is application, the green one is technology, and the pink one at the bottom is implementation and migration. So all these are very, very important to model the enterprise so that we know that if any changes at the motivation layer, right? We know exactly what are the, from motivation, what are the impact to the strategy, what are the impact to the capability, what are the impact to the organization, business function, landscape, business process, information structure, application usage, goal, and of course like customer experience itself and the technology usage. So this is what I meant by just now. How do we get this so-called navigable enterprise? And this is just an example how do we model the enterprise? So for instance, the strategy here is about effective and efficient system for operation strategy. So this is basically assume that strategy of one of the airport, right, in the world, that the airport wanted to have effective and efficient system for operation strategy. So in order to do that, the outcome is that they need to have a process streamline and productivity increase, and of course, timely and accurate data for decision making process. Because in airport is that if you get a wrong decision making, it may cause fatality to the safety of passengers and human. So in order to do that, it need to be supported by integrated information management and optimized process management. These two capability, the one that need to be developed. And of course, all the outcome will result in many of the so-called goal, right, that can be achieved, like improve passenger satisfaction, efficient airport, the preferred airport by airline operator, then of course higher passenger volume, improve air traffic, and at the end, it will realize or influence the driver of the so-called the senior management or the nation, right? The world best airport. Okay, if you are at the world best airport, you don't need to worry on the issue on the left-hand side here. Passenger choosing other airport for convenient transit. So not to worry about that, right? Then the right-hand side also airline operator are choosing other lower airport. So we can eliminate that by doing this type of modeling. And of course, all these are interconnected, not only the boxes like this, but you can drill down what if I change particular goal, what's the impact? What if I change particular capability, what's the impact? Yeah. So this is another example on the business application and the technology layer, how they can be integrated and can be so-called the impact can be analyzed of any changes. Likewise, if the business layer supported by the application we can also expand into the application and so on, right? So all these are the level that can be traced or can, in terms of the impact on the dependency, etc., so that we can transform the organization through the model first. Once the model is confirmed, then we can do execution, project execution, rather than we discover all this complexity inside the project. Then this is a model of the typical organization. I mean, without the so-called enterprise architecture today, many of them are actually having many projects, and of course supported by IT service. So what we need to have is that we need to have an architecture office. That's very important to get all the just now the study in terms of the impact of the dependency of multiple layers of the enterprise. Then after that, need to have a single source of truth, right? A digital repository for them to store and analyze all the information, because we cannot put in the PowerPoint or Microsoft Word or Excel. That's a static storage. We need to have dynamic storage in today's world, right? And with that, we can run a so-called business technology steering committee. So what happened is that in the typical digital EA, there will be a domain of the data architecture, business application, and technology. And of course, in today's era also, cybersecurity are very important, right? And also integration. Integration also very key in the today context. And with that, of course, we the objective of the digital EA is that to drive transformation, and of course offering execution framework. That's very important, because otherwise they got various framework that are differ one or another. We need to make it consistent. Then after that, of course, with that, then we can realize the solution. Solution is where we are about to start implementing. Yeah, solution architecture that consolidate all the business application technology data into the platform or into the particular product. Then with that, we can run the project successfully to achieve or to realize what is the transformation that has been set by the strategy itself. Okay, so that is so-called the key model on the typical context of the transformation and strategy. So in the nutshell, basically is that we are always a journey, right? When you call digital transformation, it's not a one-time off, but it's a moving to a better place, right? That's why they call it a migration or transformation. That is the journey. Yeah, it will never end. You cannot say my transformation end in the version 5. No, it's continue. Unless your organization disappear, and then it's too bad. But if not, it will continue, right? So they call it many transition at the bottom. So the middle part is the key in the today era. So not only doing the project, capturing requirement, but we need to understand the business fit, application fit, technology fit, capability fit, and transformation fit. That is very important. And I have a so-called share on the right-hand side in rationalization context is the method that can be adopted or applied to ensure that we have all this type of fitness in terms of our transformation. Yeah. And with that, let me just end with the video. So the video is basically highlighting the importance of why do we need to have a digital enterprise architecture map. Okay, this is actually my video interview 2 years ago. Let's just show this video and I will hand over back to Morgan.
In the layman term, 30 years ago was organization structure, org structure. Okay, but I want to have the digital map that I can ask. So if I tell you that you are Mr. So and you are from that department, so can I just open digital map? I want to know what is your role, and I can also find out which are the department that you are working closely in your enterprise. Okay, and I can also find out what actually your SOP, your day-to-day job. Okay, are you approving? If yes, you're who approving it? What processes do you do? And after that, I also want to know which IT system that's supporting it. Okay, if you can give me that answer in 5 minutes, you don't need EA. Done. Okay, but I want to have the digital map that I can ask. So if I tell you that you are Mr. So and you are from that department, so can I just open digital map? I want to know what is your role, and I can also find out which are the department that you are working closely in your enterprise. Okay, and I can also find out what actually your SOP, your day-to-day job. Okay, are you approving? If yes, you're who approving it? What processes do you do? And after that, I also want to know which IT system that's supporting it. Okay, if you can give me that answer in 5 minutes, you don't need EA. Done. Many people said EA is a project. I have done my EA 3 years ago. Here are the proof, right? And most of the case is that the EA that they have done is in a static book, okay, static deliverable. As soon as you printed that static book, immediately obsolete. The second part, many people think EA is can eliminate the complexity. Okay, the fact is not the word eliminating, but is managing. Okay, how can now we manage that complexity and we do better than the rest? The third one, of course, people say that enterprise architecture is only for IT team. Okay, that is totally the myth. It was correct 20 years ago. You talk about architecture word, pass it to the IT team. But now, the enterprise architecture involve, the stakeholders, key stakeholders, the decision maker. Then involve a motivation of all the divisional head and also strategy, capability of the business. If the company don't have this type of so-called adoption on the architecture concept, they will not go anywhere. Because the world is moving very, very fast. So how fast can you respond? That is the question that we need to ask. With the EA, you can respond it quite quickly because you know exactly that I need to change my entire product offering, and the digital map will tell you like the GPS, right? You tell you, okay, these are 20 processes impacted, these are 3 departments impacted, these are the IT system that need to change, and you quickly make a decision within a day. What are you going to do? Without EA, you still can make a decision that may take weeks or months, depending on how big is your enterprise. Moving forward, the complexities and the digital complexity is exponential, and there must be some way to manage this, and you cannot do it the way we used to do it in the past. The benefit is that networking, I think, is very, very important. We believe that we can learn. I don't think we claim that we know everything. That's why we need to get the input from the industry, and they can do some validation like check and balance.